Good day everyone. Today we again came to the banks of the Dnipro river to test and show you Exterity rods in action. We have assembled several rods from the Marksman series. I designed these rods for fishing on reservoirs and lakes. This series of rods has a slower action, that is, they are more like resilient parabolics. The rods are very lightweight, but with incredible casting capabilities. One can cast with them long distances and very accurately. Right now I'm holding a 12-foot Exterity Marksman rod with a 90 grams casting weight. The rod can work with 40, 50, 60 grams feeders. Now I have equipped the rod with a 50 grams feeder. We have already made a few casts, set the distance to 80 meters using measuring sticks. Now we will cast and show you the rod in action. During the development process, I casted with this rod as much as I wanted. Therefore, I will now ask my good friend Sergey Stepanich to cast and show you how the rod works. Sergey Stepanich is an experienced angler. He has a good casting technique. He fished with an incredible number of all kinds of rods. We are now going to cast this rod out within its casting weights range. We'll start with 50 grams, then switch to 60 grams and 40 grams and show how the rod works with these weights. Right on the clip. Clearly, yes, indeed. The idea was to make a rod that would enable you to easily fish at a distance of 60-70 meters. Right now the headwind is 3-4 meters per second. We are using 50 grams feeder. The distance is 80 meters as measured by measuring sticks. For a 12-foot rod, I think it's a very good result. We are using our usual bucket feeder, not a bullet-type feeder. If we had casted a bullet-type feeder, I think the distance achieved would have been 90 or even 100 meters. The main weights range for the rod is 40, 50, 60 grams. The distance of 60 meters can be achieved for sure even against a strong headwind. You are guaranteed to fish right on the clip and right on the landmark. The rod casts phenomenally accurately, yet the rod is very lightweight. I have made it to work with Daiwa 4000, 5000 LT concept reels. The first guide is 20 mm in size and it is placed far from the reel seat. The line flow is very good. The handle length is 440 mm, which is a standard length for medium feeder rods. The rod is supplied with 1, 1.5 and 2 ounces quiver tips. The guides have a rather large diameter, which doesn't make the rod heavier. Upon casting, the rod settles down instantly. Parasitic oscillations are minimal. Upon casting, the rod immediately returns to its original straight position. Have a look yourself. I have changed to a 60 grams feeder. Let's see how the rod works within its casting weight limit. This one is flying better. That's why the hit on the clip is more pronounced. Within the casting weight limits, the rod works impeccable. The pleasant thing is that it's not an extra heavy feeder rod. Casting and fishing with this one is easy. It's a one big joy. I'll say it one more time. It's a soft rod. It is made for fishing on lakes and reservoirs, but it is equally well suited for fishing on slow-flowing rivers, where a 70 grams feeder will stand still. 70 grams is a reasonable weight for this rod for distances up to 50 meters. 70 grams plus bait is around 100 grams in total. while the casting weight of this rod is 90 grams, meaning that it tolerates slight overloads. The rod is very soft and light. It allows fishing on braided lines using 008 009 mils hook lengths, without feeder gum. It perfectly damps spurts of big fish. That's exactly what I designed it for.
Еще раз кормушка 60 грамм.
One more chuck with a 60 grams feeder plus about 30 grams of feed, which is within the rod's casting weight limit. The distance, as Alexander has mentioned, is 80 meters. Notice the impact on the clip. It almost knocked out the rod out of my hand. So 80 meters is not the limit. I like that every rod made by Alexander Zadorozhny is unique. To fully understand each rod, one fishing session is not enough. Sometimes after 10 fishing trips, you may think you know everything about the rod, but then on 11th trip you suddenly find out something new about it. That is indeed so. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 27. 27 plus 2.
Плюс 2.
27 plus 2 meters equals to 83 meters overall. So we have got the first measurement wrong, as the accurate distance is not 80 but 83 meters. So I beg your pardon for that. The previous cast was with the 60 grams Doka feeder, 5 cells. And we have recalculated the distance, so the accurate distance is 83 meters. Now I will try to cast to the same distance with a 40 grams feeder. This may be harder, as the rod is going to be underloaded. But I will try. The hit on the clip is as hard as with the previous 50 grams feeder. 40 grams, 83 meters with a bang on the clip. 50 grams, 83 meters with a bang on the clip. 60 grams, 83 meters with a bang on the clip, given that we are casting against a headwind. The rod is super light, highly accurate and with superb casting abilities. It will soon be presented on the website in 2 versions. As a 2-piece rod and as a 3-piece rod with detachable butt section for a shorter transport length. So you can transport it both as a 2-piece and as a 3-piece. That's it, now we move on to more powerful rods. Now I'm holding a more powerful rod. This is Exterity Marksman 12.5 up to 100 grams. It is in blue design, because it's a custom version. Just now the owner of this rod has arrived, and after we test this rod and show you how it casts, I will pass it to the owner. The rod was designed for fishing at long ranges, on lakes and reservoirs. Of course, it can also be used on slow-flowing rivers, where an 80 grams feeder stands still. Under a water flow, the top of the rod will hold up straight like a string, and it won't bend round under a river current. The first guide is 25 mils in size, meaning that the rod can be paired with 5000 and 6000 Daiwa LT concept reels. The handle length is 450 millimeters. Can be in a classic design as well as in a flat design. 16 size Fuji TVS reel seat. The rod is supplied with 1.5, 2 and 2.5 ounces quiver tips. The rod is soft. It can be used with light hook lengths, fishing on braided lines and without feeder gum. It is outstanding at playing and landing big breams. Casting distance is outstanding. Accuracy, outstanding. Forgiving action is also superb. So the rod turned out to be really very good. The transport length is 1 meter and 37 centimeters. The rod weighs 220 grams. We have now equipped it with a 60 grams feeder and will cast to the distance of 83 meters. The distance is already clipped here on the reel. The rod should cope with 83 meters with no problem at all. Then we will try to cast to the same distance with 70 grams feeder. The main casting weights range for this rod is 50, 60, 70 grams. It is also safe to use it with 80 grams feeders plus feed at a distance up to 70 meters, or even 90 grams plus feed up to 60 meters. Let's give it a try. This is our previous distance of 83-84 meters. We now unclip it and add 2 more spins. One and 2. We will remeasure it one more time to later to be that sure. Well, the previous cast to 83 meters ended with a 2 sharp hit on the clip. That's why we have changed the distance to 90 meters. The feeder is the same, 60 grams plus feed. Let's see how it goes. A fairly clear clip. 90 meters is not the limit for this rod. The previous cast was to 90 meters with a 60 grams feeder, 5 cells in 30 mils diameter. Now we will change the feeder to 70 grams to see how well the rod performs within its casting weight limit. If it goes well, we will change the distance to a maximum. Well, with 70 grams it feels that the rod wants such a weight. A clear hit on the clip. The feeder flew pretty low, nevertheless the distance is achieved.
Выходит. Почему? Да. Сейчас еще раз сделаем.
I will make one more chuck to make a hit on the clip more pronounced. Here we go. Now it's fine. Within its casting weight limit, the rod performs impeccably. Here I have a bullet feeder. In general, I don't favor such feeders. I rarely fish with those. But for the sake of experiment, I will try. The distance is 90 meters. I've just confirmed it using measuring sticks. That's more than enough. Well, 90 meters with a clear hit on the clip. I think that for 3.75 meters rod, that's more than enough. Given that the rod is primarily made for lakes and reservoirs, so for rod with such a soft action, that's an excellent result. Alright, let's give the rod to the owner. No need to torture the rod anymore. Yes, let's finally make the owner happy. Now we will switch to the most long casting rod in the Marksman series, 13 foot up to 90 grams. It feels even more soft while casting, and it's easier to load. Lately I was making a 14 foot 90 grams rod to a customer in Lithuania. He called me and said, I want to cast to 60 meters with light and small capacity feeders. I said him, you can just as well take a 12-foot rod for this purpose. He said, no, over my place we favor 14-foot rods with light casting weights for achieving long distances. I said, alright, if you want it, I will make it. Within the Marksman series, we will have 14-foot rods up to 100 grams. For many people it's hard to understand how can one cast to 80 meters with a 12-foot rod using light feeders. Anyway, we will do whatever people ask for. The longest rod in the series, Exterity Marksman, 13 foot with a casting weight of 90 grams. It is a classic 3-piece rod. Transport length is 1 meter and 35 centimeters. A powerful butt section allows the top of the rod to load with ease. The rod casts by itself. The owners of the rod write back to me, saying that the rod really casts by itself. 16 size Fuji reels it. The first guide is 25 mils in size. 5000 and 6000 Daiwa LT reels are an ideal choice for this rod. The handle is sufficiently long, 460 mm. The rod is supplied with 3 quiver tips, 1.5, 2 and 2.5 ounces. They come fitted with reasonably large diameter guides for a good passing of thick shock leader knots. All technical specifications you can check at our website exterity.com.ua. There you will find a detailed overview of this rod. Now we will take a 60 grams feeder and attempt to cast to 100 meters. Then we will change to a 70 grams feeder and aim for the same distance. The rod copes with 100 meters with no problem whatsoever, as this is a very long-range blank. It casts phenomenally accurately too. Casting it is very easy due to its moderate fast action. So we pick a feeder and begin casting. I am now holding a 13-foot Marksman with a casting weight of 90 grams. 60 grams feeder plus feed is close to the maximum casting weight limit of the rod. Standard distance of 90 meters. Here we go. Side wind is rather strong. It's getting in the way of the feeder. Oops, we have reached the clip. Wrap over somewhere. Yes, the side wind is really disturbing. Nevertheless, the rod copes with this distance with no problem at all. A headwind would have been easier to overcome, while a side wind is giving us much more trouble. As usual, winding in becomes a problem. If I was fishing in a tour, winding in from such a distance all the time would become a real problem. Strong current and wind have dragged the feeder sideways. Now we are changing to the bullet feeder type, which I normally don't like using, but this is just to demonstrate the awesome casting potential of the rod. Though for fishing I would always go with a feeder which is more comfortable to load. It doesn't feel like the rod is overloaded. Oops. No surprise here that the bullet type flies better, 90 meters. The hit on the clip almost pulled the rod out of my hand. This rod is capable of casting even further. The wind has settled down a bit, which is good. We are done with testing this rod. I thank Sergey Stepanovich for showing you the previous rod. Here I took with me to show you a 12-foot 75 grams Marksman. It will soon be added to the website. It's a very light custom rod which I made for Mykola Kogut. The blank is very slim and lightweight. Upon his request, I've made a flat handle here, 430 mils in length. 16 size reel sit. The first guide is 20 mm in size. The rod is best matched with 4000 and 5000 Daiwa LT concept reels. The quiver tip's base diameter is 2.2 mils. This rod will be available on the website both in a 2-piece version and in a 3-piece version. Upon the owner's request, I've made a detachable handle on this rod for transporting convenience. The transport length of this rod is around 1 meter and 30 centimeters. The blank is slim, very lightweight and with incredible casting abilities. The thickness of the blank's walls is minimal. In this place it is only 0.6 millimeters. Thanks to the thin and powerful high-modulus carbon butt section, the rod turned out super crisp. When dragging a marker across the bottom, you sense absolutely everything. The blank is highly informative, very lightweight, and with superb casting performance. It's a prototype. Perhaps by the time you will be watching this video, this rod will already be available on the website. While developing, I've made lots of casts with this rod. Now I will hand it over to Sergey Stepanovich for testing it with 40 and 50 grams feeders. 30 mm in diameter bucket feeder flies to 70 meters without any problems. This rod is for fishing on lakes and reservoirs. It is for fast-paced fishing. It can nicely work with super light hook lengths, with extremely light hook lengths. You will not need to use a feeder gun with this rod. Let's try.
на 3, 72 метра.
24 multiplied by 3 is 72 meters. 12 foot, 75 grams rod, 50 grams feeder plus feed. The distance is 72 meters. That was easy. The rod is lightweight, the feeder is light too, no need to use a finger stall. One can easily fish at 70 meters during an entire fishing tour, without much strain. You are guaranteed to fish with this rod despite any headwind at a distance of 60 meters with 40-50 grams feeders. When you take this rod in your hands, it feels like it weighs practically nothing. The balance is outstanding. Very soon it will be available on the website. Upon returning home, we will start making shorter feeder rods. The process has already started. I think by the end of this winter we will have short feeder rods available. I am focusing now on making rods for European market. In Europe, nobody fishes at distances of 80-100 meters. The usual distances are 40-50 meters, and people use 12-foot rods for this purpose. While Exterity Marksman easily copes with the distance of 45-50 meters. I think I will need to come to Kiev several times more to review shorty Exterity rods. Did you have enough fun, Sergey Stepanich? Absolutely, the rod is simply fantastic.